welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 454. If you're writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing a book at some point and you need some help getting it done, you are in the right place. Good morning and happy Writer Wednesday. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh, also known as Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 19 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they have the ability to turn a quote-unquote non-author into a published one. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. If you can take your personality and inject it into the message you share, you'll be one step ahead in the content marketing game. Jason Miller. Well, once again, good morning. Happy Writer Wednesday. And what I try to do every Writer Wednesday here on this show is give you some of the highlights of my process for developing and writing books. And I try to do it in the most actionable way possible by delivering each piece through 3 questions or action activities that you can do so you can get to work writing your book. Today's topic is creating content to help promote your book. Now, for many authors, the idea of creating a library of content used to draw readers toward their books can be more stressful than writing the book itself. So here are 3 productive things you can do to start building that content library. Or sometimes I call it a content vault. It's kind of fun. We like to have fun as writers, right? So number 1. Make a list of 3 to 5 things that you talk about, either personal stories or lessons, messages, anything like that, that people or your audience or whatever, but people in general get the most excited to hear you talk about. So 3 to 5 things that people really love for you to talk about, including stories that you tell that people just like, oh, I love that story. Number 2, identify the online content distribution. Hey, together, that's a whole new word. Identify the online content distribution vehicle that brings you the most joy. And the less fancy way of saying that is social media network, blogging, email, the type of vehicle that you use to communicate with your audience. What do you have the most fun doing? Is it Facebook? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Twitter? Is it your blog? Is it your email list? Is it your podcast or your videos on YouTube? Where do you have the most fun? The thing that brings you the most joy to use. Number 3, now create a piece of content from that list of those 3 to 5 things you talk about that people love to hear you talk about, people are excited to hear you talk about, and post that piece of content through the vehicle that you identified as the one that brings you the most joy. So if you have a story about, the time you started your business and all these hilarious things that happened to you, and maybe YouTube is your favorite content distribution vehicle, do a video and tell that story and put it on YouTube. Now, do this on a regular basis, whether every day or once a week on Mondays. That's an example. Schedule some sort of content creation action on your calendar. Remember, every new habit begins with the first time you do it. There's no way around getting that first time. To create a habit, you have to start with time number 1. Now, this might sound pretty basic, of course, and a complete content strategy also takes into consideration who your audience is, where they are, what they need to hear from you. But the point I want to make to you today is hopefully just to get you to start creating some sort of regular content. So just start creating content on a regular basis. Create that habit and find the joy and value in it. And, a lot of it is start with the joy. So I hope people aren't out there, with a content strategy saying, I know I should be on LinkedIn and I should be talking about this. If you try to create your habit based on shoulds and not joy, you're probably less likely to have that habit stick. So why not start with something fun? Start with something that you love talking about, that people are excited to hear you talk about, and post it somewhere where you actually enjoy it. You enjoy using that social media network, or you enjoy your blog, or you enjoy your email list. So how about start with fun, novel idea to create your new content creation habit. And I will also, in the show notes, I will post a link to my 10-day content challenge workbook speaking of fun, and that would be the next step from here. So if you enjoy exercises like this and you really do want to start building your author content creation strategy, go ahead and look at the show notes and the episode link to the 10-day content challenge workbook. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And I would love to check in with you and say hello and get to know you in my Inc. Authors group on Facebook. Until tomorrow, happy writing.